Section 5. Conclusion. The goal in this section is to provide a temporary stopping point to learning about analyzing stocks and cryptos and investing in them safely. Lecture number 9. Summary and closing thoughts. In this lecture is a high-level summary and closing thoughts. Section 1. Get started. Lecture 1. Introduction and the Investment Project Purpose and Procedures document. A person has a 401k with mutual funds, ETFs, exchange-traded funds, and company stock, but is worried. Monthly rents keep going up each lease renewal. One person wants to upgrade from a compact car to a mid-size hybrid car, or with help from a spouse, a mid-size hybrid SUV. Another person wants to put money towards an $80,000 savings and emergency fund for age range 61 to 67. Each of these people needs to become sponsors who will charter an investment project that will return at least 35% on their investment. What could be done that cannot be done with the investment instruments already known? Mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, certificates of deposit at banks, and dividend-paying stocks. There is the new asset class, cryptocurrency, and there is the new blockchain technology. Pair blockchain stocks and cryptocurrencies for the synchronicity those related assets afford, and one has the beginning of an investment project charter. In this lecture, we were introduced to the parameters of this course's trading simulation. With $100,000 and a moderate risk tolerance, $13,000 was set aside to safely invest in blockchain stocks and cryptocurrencies. We began developing our portfolio management project plan of action by using an investment project purpose and procedures document, IP-PPD, which guided us to select assets from blockchain stocks and cryptocurrencies with fundamentals that were likely to net short-term or long-term profits of, at minimum, 12% for stocks and 50% for cryptocurrencies over a period of 12 months and a day. For tax purposes, if the profits came in the short term, they would be treated as income. If the profits came in the long term, they would be treated as capital gains. Tried and true investment firms and brokerages may have held our rollover individual retirement accounts, rollover IRAs. To invest in blockchain stocks and cryptocurrencies, we looked to them first. Then we had to look at crypto firms. There was a firm that paid interest on crypto balances. Another firm offered a social trading platform. The social trading crypto firm did not offer phone support for all customers. A stock brokerage and options firm started offering cryptos, but not interest on the cryptos. Two other investment firms could also be places where the blockchain stocks could be purchased. In Section 2, we made a first pass at selecting stocks and cryptocurrencies. In Lecture 2, we analyzed stocks. We narrowed a list of 8 stocks down to 3 stocks based on measures of fundamental analysis, 3 of which were 1. Financial health of the firm, 2. Growth stability, 3. Projected earnings per share growth next year versus this year, company, and company compared to its industry. In Lecture 3, we analyzed 31 cryptocurrencies. Many cryptocurrencies were eliminated from consideration partly based on market capitalization, stability of the outlook for the crypto project, market opportunity for the crypto project, underlying technology of the coin or token, the strength of the core team. In Section 3, we made a second pass at selecting stocks, Lecture 4, and selecting cryptos, Lecture 5. We needed to see if qualifying scores changed over time. Also, new selection criteria had to have qualifying scores. We furthermore were interested in trends that could be drawn from original or subsequent data points to future data points. For stocks, as an example of one of our new categories, free cash flow trailing 12 months information was more a new item of interest added in late September as opposed to a new selection criterion, as the stock was already selected in May 2021 for a June 1st, 2021 buy date. A minimum value was not set for FCF TTM, but a negative FCF value certainly was not desired. In 2021, September 28th to December 4th, Amazon's FCF trended downward into negative territory. In the month of December, Amazon's MACD curve was below its signal line and did move below the MACD zero line. NVIDIA's FCF was below its industry average. For cryptos, we saw that Masari.io categorized cryptos into 8 major sectors. We could see which sectors had the highest market cap and put a priority on selecting crypto assets from those sectors. It was also important to have found 30-day protocol revenue and 30-day total revenue figures. Would the crypto with the highest revenues have the highest market cap? No. Bitcoin has the highest market cap, but Ethereum and Uniswap had higher 30-day revenues than Bitcoin. The Bitcoin stock-to-flow model was thought to forecast Bitcoin's price. That would have been a good reason to include the BTC S to F model's ratio as an item of interest to track. However, the model was flawed. It considered Bitcoin's supply while ignoring its demand. The model projected a Bitcoin price of $100,000 by October 1st, 2021, $135,000 at the latest by December 31st, 2021. Those projections were wrong. The price of Bitcoin was only in the high 40,000s October 1st, not $100,000. December 31st, the price of Bitcoin was again in the high 40,000s, opening at 47,000 and closing at 46,000. Even at the end of February 2022, Bitcoin opened at 37,706 and closed at 43,193.23. Third, a software engineer and blockchain expert named Eric Wall criticized the model for claiming co-integration between the stock-to-flow ratio, and the price, while the coding for that cointegration test did not support the claim. Section 4 was finalize the purchase plan, buy, track, and sell assets, and record trades. In Lecture 6, we focused on what was bound to happen when a buy trade was placed. What was bound to happen? The price of the asset would move. We discussed the causes of price movements common to stocks and cryptos, causes that were unique to stocks, and causes that were unique to cryptocurrencies. We wrote down reasons for and against the 2 stocks and 3 cryptocurrencies that survived our cuts. But did we decide to invest equally in the 5 assets, 20% for each one? No. Our preferred assets had heavier weights. NVIDIA was the most preferred asset, coming in at 30% of the blockchain stocks and crypto segment. Ethereum was the second most preferred asset, coming in at 25% of the BSNC segment. We also showed which brokerages and exchanges could get which buy trades. The assets were in the final stages of preparation for purchase. They were scheduled to be held from June 1st, 2021 to June 2nd, 2022. The market prices of our assets over that time, shorter time range if targets were reached within the length of the investment project, longer time range with up to a 3-month extension granted if targets were not reached by June 2nd, 2022, could be plotted daily with closing prices on a line using the free charting platform tradingview.com. These graphs could be annotated with simple moving averages, earnings announcement indicators, and the moving average convergence divergence oscillator. We ended this lecture where we began, discussing causes for price movements. We explored reasons for the price movements downward during the May 2021 crypto crash, then personalized the issue by addressing if and when we should cut losses if and when our bought assets crashed or had downward price movements. We then explored reasons for a second crypto crash in 2021, one that began in the 4th quarter of 2021 and into the 1st quarter of 2022. In Lecture 7, we used a trading, targeting, and tracking spreadsheet to open positions by placing buy trades, then recorded them in the trading section. In the targeting section, we recorded our capitulation targets, our short-term profit targets, our long-term profit targets, and the money to be made versus actual money made. We set alerts at our brokerage firms and exchanges. Price checks after our buy date were put in the tracking section. We learned about Elliott wave theory. Asset prices do not go up without correction phases. Asset prices do not go down without upward movement. After we place buy trades, we stay informed about those assets purchased, assets on our watch list, and the markets. In addition to checking prices, likely using a 50 and 200 simple moving average view, and knowing what is going on if the fast moving average is above the slow moving average, and vice versa, we look for changes in analysts' buy, hold, sell, bullish, neutral, bearish opinions. Are there upgrades? Are there downgrades? We look for news from asset websites and news reported by others. We check on selection criteria data. Are scores improving, remaining the same, or worsening? We check research sites such as Zacks and Value Line for stocks. We check websites such as coinmetrics.io and bitcoin.com for digital assets. Lecture 8 opened with TradingView.com instructions on how to draw vertical lines, horizontal lines, and how to display ex-dividend date and earning announcement indicators. Next, illustrated was how quarterly earnings announced could affect asset price. We continued to use our trading, targeting, and tracking spreadsheet, this time to fine-tune the timing of our sales by way of the technical analysis tool, the MACD oscillator. If a price check or a price alert showed we were within selling range, we proceeded to the Let It Ride to the Peak of the MACD Curve reference sheet. From the tracking section, this MACD reference sheet took the information that the asset's long-term flexible target price had been reached. Then there were questions. Should we sell now? Will the price fall back down or will it push higher? We looked at the asset's MACD_line and signal view to determine if the momentum that drove the price to target was strong enough to rise higher. When the MACD peak had been seen, not when the target had been reached, we knew we had entered a true window of opportunity to sell. We took advantage of that opportunity by using a limit order sell trade. Finally, we noted that the selling opportunity window closed when the MACD curve continued down from its peak and intersected its signal curve. There, the green histogram bars of upward price movement disappeared, became flat, with a chance that the MACD line would continue downwards, crossing below its signal line. The pink or red histogram bars would appear, indicating a downward price movement. The MACD reference sheet sell trade entries were copied into the trading, targeting, and tracking spreadsheet. With sell trades that closed positions, we could report the percentage change of sale price from buy price, if any, and how well our investments performed, percentage-wise and dollar-wise. That turned into a deliverables accepted document in the close project phase of the investment project. A post-project assessment and lessons learned document followed. As investment project managers, as investors, we took time to think about becoming better at our job by completing an investor development document. With this course satisfactorily completed, can we leave this level of competence for a higher level of competence? The investor development document tells us what we may need to do that others ahead of us are doing. Examples: as investment analysts, as investment project managers, we have spent significant time to trade 2 stocks and 3 cryptocurrencies for only 13% of our overall portfolio? Would we want to increase the time invested to initiate, plan, execute, monitor, control, and close an investment project or an ongoing investing operation double the size? 4 stocks and 6 cryptocurrencies? Would you want to move into letting your fiat or country currency loans be collateralized by your digital asset holdings, branching out into lending services that some crypto brokerages or exchanges offer? Would you want to safely get involved with unregulated global DeFi crypto projects? Would you want to be a fine art collector of digital art, non-fungible tokens, NFTs? All investment project documents were reviewed before filing them away in an investment project repository for future reference. This investment project simulation will be the high bar set for future reference if and when we take on this responsibility again or contract another to put our money to work with stocks and cryptocurrencies. Section 5, Conclusion. Lecture 9, Summary and Closing Thoughts. The course summary has been provided, and we end with closing thoughts. For research and selection process, I think we should use more than a 1-month run-up to a buy date. The second pass in the selection process that allowed us to add new criteria and see trends in data had information that should have informed the buy trades. When researching stocks, a brokerage firm will provide the most recent key statistics. Past quarter key statistics for trends is our responsibility. 2 or more quarters of selection criteria data is better than 1 quarter, 3 months of data, or just 1 month or 1 data point per selection criterion. One might come across news items such as Avalanche, ticker symbol AVAX, had inflation but higher growth, or Chainlink, ticker symbol LINK, had high inflation. But while there are deflationary coins and tokens, inflationary coins and tokens, and those that have characteristics of both, deflation does not always increase a cryptocurrency's price. Remember the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model flaw. Remember the Bitcoin price history line graph of closing prices. Inflation does not always decrease a cryptocurrency's price. Watching a cryptocurrency's circulating, total, and, if available, maximum supply over time, and circulating supply as a percentage of maximum or total supply, could shed light on a token's economics. Tokenomics. Therefore, as an FYI item for your favorite cryptocurrencies, every 6 months, please track circulating supply, maximum supply, if any, and total supply. Total supply would include cryptos on the blockchain but not in public circulation. For example, cryptos earmarked for future use. I did not see historical cryptocurrency supply figures at coinmarketcap.com. So, your recorded data will show you changes in a cryptocurrency's circulating supply that may not be available on a free website. When a coin does not have a maximum supply, it is generally thought to be inflationary. However, coin burning, say of transaction fees paid and buybacks, can reduce a crypto's inflation. Typically, the older a cryptocurrency is, the lower is its inflation. Is there too much of a cryptocurrency circulating, meaning inflation, possibly, and possibly crypto price depreciation? Or not enough of a cryptocurrency circulating, meaning deflation, possibly, and possibly crypto price appreciation? Circulating supply increases may be necessary for a growing ecosystem. The ratio between circulating supply and economic activity must be part of the answer for the inflation question. An inflationary environment means a coin is buying less. For example, with reports that Avalanche's inflation was high, we see there were rising fees. The Defiant.io reported November 24, 2021, an article by Owen Fernald entitled Rising Fees on Avalanche Trigger? Scramble for Solutions. Closing thought number 3. Crypto investors in the United States who are not accredited investors have been losing the ability to earn interest on their crypto holdings. We first lost BlockFi as a financial institution that offered interest accounts. Then we lost Celsius Network as a place where interest could be earned. Here are 2 ways a person can qualify as an accredited investor. 1, have an annual income exceeding $200,000 for the last 2 years, $300,000 for joint income for the last 2 years, and 2, individually or with a spouse, have a net worth exceeding $1 million. Neither BlockFi nor Celsius Network lacked funds to pay the yields in the interest accounts of their non-accredited investors. But regulators claimed the crypto interest accounts resembled bank accounts but did not have the FDIC insurance of bank accounts. 4. Bullish movement strengthening or weakening versus bull market. Bearish movement strengthening or weakening versus bear market. Quiet the noise about an asset being in a bull market or a bear market. Just ask, is there bullish movement or is there bearish movement? Use these 2 interpretations to avoid being sucked into the sentiment indecision. If your asset's MACD curve is below the MACD oscillator's 0 line, call the market bearish, not technically bear market. If your asset's MACD curve has a low slope slightly above the 0 line, call the market inconclusive. Second, if your asset's MACD curve is above the MACD oscillator's 0 line, it is positive, call the market bullish, not a bull market. If your asset's MACD curve has a low slope slightly below the 0 line, call the market inconclusive. Here's an easy way to remember the significance of this MACD curve 0 line concept. With stocks, 50 work week days equals 10 weeks, and 200 work week days equals 40 weeks. And with a 7-day crypto market, 10 weeks equals 70 days, and 40 weeks equals 280 days. But When looking for a golden cross and a death cross with cryptos, we usually do not change the fast-moving and slow-moving, simple-moving averages to 70 and 280. The technical chart pattern golden cross suggests a long-term bull market going forward. The technical chart pattern death cross suggests a long-term bear market going forward. On the price history graph, when the fast-moving 12-period EMA moves upward and intersects the slow-moving 26-period EMA, mirror that to the golden cross. And below, on the MACD oscillator, the MACD curve does what? It intersects the MACD zero line. Crossing above the zero line is bullish. On the price history graph, when the fast-moving 12-period EMA moves downward and intersects the slow-moving 26-period EMA, mirror that to the death cross. At the bottom of our view, on the MACD oscillator, the MACD curve intersects the MACD zero line. Crossing below the zero line is bearish. Now we can have a view with the MACD oscillator on the bottom, and on top, instead of 12 and 26 EMAs, we can have 50 and 200 or 70 and 280 SMAs, since we know what a MACD intersects the zero line actually means. We will use a one-year daily chart, February 2021 to February 2022. January 2022 will be the look-back period for visual analysis, chart reading, not full research analysis, leading to a February 1st, 2022 buy date to answer the following questions. A vertical line will be drawn at the beginning of January. We will be looking predominantly at the right side of that dividing line. I did not create two separate SMA lines. When changing your EMA lines to SMA lines, now at TradingView.com, you may not be able to set up two individual SMAs. You may have to use the double moving average indicator and customize the blue fast and the orange slow moving simple moving average lines. Is the stock market bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? That is an easier question to answer than the question, are we in a bull market? Or are we in a bear market? Bull market, a rise of 20% after two declines of 20% each. I say a little ahead of myself that after falling down twice, it either takes a 20% rise or for a MACD curve not just to trend upwards through negative territory, but to break above the zero line. Bear market, a decline by more than 20% and declining economic prospects. I say, with that 20% plus decline, look to see if MACD curve values are negative, not just going south in positive territory. Stocks. The SPDR S&P 500 ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, ticker symbol SPY, and that ETF is sometimes pronounced Spider S&P 500 ETF, is a satisfactory approximation of the S&P 500, which also approximates the stock market. So, I will use that asset to answer the question, is the stock market bullish, bearish, or inconclusive, rather than anchoring a price on a charting platform that shows percentages when dragging the cursor down 20% or doing the math manually to meet specific definitions of bull and bear markets. The SPY ETF's blue 50-day SMA is above its orange 200-day SMA. More recent short-range price averages of 50 days in blue are higher than average prices looking back over the past 200 days, the orange line. The second part of the answer depends on the moving average, convergence, divergence, oscillator. Is the value of the MACD curve positive or negative? The market is not very bearish because the fast-moving average is above the slow-moving average, but the market is bearish because the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness may be weakening because we see the MACD moving upwards from a trough toward the zero line. Is the market for Amazon bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? January 2022. That question is answered in two parts. Part 1 depends on Amazon's blue, fast-moving, simple-moving average, and its orange, slow-moving SMA. Amazon's blue 50-day SMA has fallen below its orange 200-day SMA, creating a death cross, a bear market signal. More recent short-range price averages, the blue 50-day SMA, are lower than average prices looking back over a longer range, the orange 200-day SMA. Part 2 depends on the moving average, convergence, divergence, oscillator, and the positive or negative sign of the MACD curve's value. The market is very bearish because the fast-moving average has crossed below the slow-moving average and the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is weakening because we see the MACD curve trying to move upwards. Is NVIDIA stock in a bull market or a bear market? How do we translate that question? The non-technical or the less technical translation is the market for NVIDIA bullish, bearish, or inconclusive in January 2022? NVIDIA's blue 50-day SMA is above its orange 200-day SMA. More recent short-range price averages, the blue 50-day SMA, are higher than average prices looking back over a longer range, the orange 200-day SMA. The market is not very bearish because the fast-moving average is above the slow-moving average. But the market is bearish because the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness may be weakening because from a trough, we see the MACD trying to move upwards towards the zero line. Is the crypto market for the currency sector bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? Remember, Masari.io as a source for crypto sectors. Top cryptos by market cap in the currency sector are Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin's blue 70-day SMA has intersected its orange 280-day SMA, a death cross, a bear market signal. More recent short-range price averages, the blue 70-day SMA, are lower than average prices looking back over a longer range, the orange 280-day SMA. The market is very bearish because the 70-day SMA crossed the 280-day SMA, and the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is flat because we see the MACD moving sideways parallel to the zero line. We only see Dogecoin's blue 70-day SMA, and it is trending downwards. The market is very bearish because the SMA is trending downwards and the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is weakening at a low upward slope of the MACD curve. Litecoin's blue 70-day SMA has fallen below its orange 280-day SMA, forming a death cross bear market signal. More recent short-range price averages in blue are lower than average prices looking back over a longer range in orange. The market is very bearish because the moving average of short duration has fallen below the moving average of longer duration, and the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is almost flat when comparing beginning of January and end of January MACD values. Bitcoin Cash's blue fast-moving average is below its orange slow-moving average. More recent 70-day price averages are lower than average prices looking back 280 days. So the market is very bearish. Two conditions are met. The 70-day simple moving average is below the 280-day simple moving average, and the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is flat because we see the MACD curve moving sideways parallel to the zero line. So is the crypto market for the currencies sector bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? In the whole crypto market, not just the currencies sector, Bitcoin had close to 41% market dominance. The source for this is coinmarketcap.com. Go to the Bitcoin page's overview. On the right side of the screen, go to BTC Price Statistics. There you will find market dominance, the percentage of which indicates the asset's leadership value, composed of market share and its ability to affect the direction of the market at large. I hear the thoughts. Should we track market dominance on our data sheet? The answer is yes. Let's do that for the currency sector members and the smart contract platforms sector members, but not for the remaining sectors, which individually have less than 10% dominance. We looked at Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. The reason being, there is no managed or index fund. For stocks, we have the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. We even have stock sector funds, such as technology, ticker symbol XLK. Consumer staples, ticker symbol XLP. Utilities, XLU. Industrials, ticker symbol XLI. And more. See www.sectorspdr.com to become familiar with the various stock sectors. They are not the only sector funds. Search competitors, search daily trading volume, search sector mutual funds. Due diligence must be done. The currencies sector based on a market cap top 4 in the currency sector, was very bearish in the month of January 2022, going into a possible February 1st buy date. Is the crypto market for the smart contract platforms sector bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? Top cryptocurrencies by market cap for the crypto smart contract platform sector are Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Terra, Avalanche, and Polkadot. Ethereum. Ethereum's 70-day SMA is above its 280-day SMA. The market is not very bearish because the 70-day SMA is above the 280-day SMA. But the market is bearish because the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness may be weakening because, from a trough, we see the MACD trying to move upwards towards the zero line. Solana's 70-day SMA is above its 280-day SMA. The market is not very bearish because the short period SMA is above the long period SMA. But the value of the MACD curve is negative. The bearishness is weakening because we see the MACD trying to move upwards from a trough toward the zero line. Cardano's 70-day SMA a few days before our look-back period fell below its 280-day SMA, a death cross, suggesting a bear market. The market is very bearish because of the death cross and the value of the MACD curve being negative. The bearishness is flat because we see the MACD moving sideways and not gaining ground if we compare the beginning of January to the end of January. Terra. Terra's 70-day SMA is above its 280-day SMA. More recent short-range price averages are higher than averages looking back over a longer range. The market is not very bearish due to what we see on the price history graph with double SMAs. But the market is bearish because the value of the MACD curve is below the zero line. That bearishness has flattened at a low value. This drill should be sinking in. When you see a chart like this, you can immediately interpret it. With Avalanche, we only see Avalanche's 70-day SMA, and it has turned downwards, even though the price history graph is rising. I will deem the market very bearish because two indicators are flashing bearish: the SMA and the negative value of the MACD curve. The bearishness may be weakening because we see the MACD curve trying to move upwards from a trough towards the zero line, and histogram bars have turned from light red, pink, negative values to dark green, positive values. Polkadot's fast-moving SMA has fallen below its slow-moving SMA. A what? A death cross, bear market indicator. Average prices looking back 280 days are higher than average prices looking back only 70 days. The market is very bearish because of the death cross and the negative value of the MACD curve. The bearishness is weakening because the pink histogram bars are losing value. Is the crypto market for the smart contract platforms sector bullish, bearish, or inconclusive? Ethereum has 19% market dominance in the crypto market, and it was bearish, not very bearish. In the month of January 2022 going into February, the smart contracts platform sector, based on our market cap top 6 can tally only to bearish, not very bearish. Assignment: answer these questions of this drill for any different stocks or cryptos of interest to you. We have taken an educational journey to the profits that can be made by placing trades to safely invest in stocks and cryptocurrencies. An excellent way to add blockchain stocks and fiat to cryptocurrency digital assets into your investment portfolio as a blockchain stocks and cryptocurrencies investment budget line or portfolio segment. Thank you, and congratulations for completing this course. It takes knowledge, guidance, actual experience, and wisdom, accumulated wisdom, to become responsibly competent and to grow in self-reliance for managing your pre-retirement and retirement liquid net worth. I also thank you for your energetic attention and determination to learn all that has been offered.